top 10 things that are going to be needed inside the game, hopefully by 2025. So for number 10, patrol points. Powered patrol points. So whenever you have an NPC in your map, they will go and automatically detect patrol points. With powered patrol points, you would simply be able to have only the patrol point you want active at that time linked. So I can tell that NPC, hey, I want you to ignore all these other ones. I only want you to focus on the ones that are powered. At number 9 on our list, the target block. This block detects gunshots. So if you shoot this block, it will power on, and not just that, but it'll power whatever it's linked to. And I go and link it up to this powered block. When this block, the target block, is shot, it will go and power on this block. Or it'll basically power anything you want to. They got a bunch of different settings. For example, block visible. So if you don't want this target block to actually be visible, if you just want to give something a hitbox, you can go ahead and uncheck this box and it'll make it completely invisible. To give your boss a hitbox. Can collide. So you can actually enable if people can walk through this block or if they can't walk through it. The block health. In other words, how many gunshots are needed before this block powers on? And then finally in our settings here is the sound ID. Number 8, the roller coaster. Guided transportation. So we're in the game right now. We can go ahead and just sit down and we can just click the roller coaster and boom, there it is. But I created a brand new concept that works with links. So you'd be able to actually start up the roller coaster with links. The roller coaster passes onto a special kind of track. It would power things. You could change the roller coaster speed in a track's setting. I think this would become the most fun event that would ever be added. Number 7 on our list is not in the concept game. So I'm just gonna use this block, pretend it's the block that I'm gonna be talking about. Number 7 is the particle block. People have wanted stuff like the smoke block for a long time. People have wanted sparkles. I have come up with a very easy way to add in a bunch of particles that are already pre-made. If you look a little closely at my avatar here, you'll see these rose eyes here are actually giving off a particle effect. You see, there are some Roblox items that you can get from gift cards and other places like that where they actually give off particles. What if you could take these pre-made particle items, make it invisible so that only the particles are showing, and you just put it inside the block? You can insert the ID of any kind of official Roblox particle item hat. You can use them for advanced kind of decorating. I think what would be cool is that if you scale the block, it would actually duplicate the hats. Number 6, you see in Piggy, everything insta-kills you, but there's nothing that actually depletes your health bar. What if you want to make boss fight attacks or different kinds of obstacles, give players a warning, or deplete some of their HP instead of just outright killing them, right? That's gonna be way too much of a punish. So in the damage block settings here, you can actually see the damage, that the total amount of player HP that someone has is 100. Well, let's just say I want to take a quarter of the player's HP when I activate it. You can set it to 25. It's really that simple. Okay, we're narrowing it down now. Let's go ahead and move on to number 5. Number 5 is also another block that is actually not in the concept game, but we're gonna go ahead and use this one as an example. I call it the ability block. Now, I'm sure you guys know by now what player abilities are. They're the things that you can see on the left-hand side. So you got stuff like speed boost or hourglass, all kinds of cool stuff like that. But what if the owner can control how players receive certain abilities and have new player abilities as well? The player ability block would do that. So you could just hit the button and everybody would have their speed boost activated. Now you can actually have the block set to either whoever presses the button will have that ability activated on them, or it'll affect all players. But there's actually one use for this block that would make it even better, and that is its utility with the special potion. So for those who don't know, the special potion actually has some effects that are not normally player abilities, mainly growing and shrinking. The ability block would have the ability to grow and shrink players when activated. Now, I know that this wouldn't affect stuff like bots and other kinds of Piggy style NPCs. You know what can be grown? Custom NPCs and even players. Maybe we can have a giant NPC that's chasing you around. Maybe you can have a giant player that's chasing you around. Everybody in the map, maybe they're all like mice or ants or something like that, and they're moving around like a gigantic house. Now let's move on to number 4. Number 4 on our list is the team block. Now you're probably wondering, Ernie, where the heck are you at? Well, we're gonna be talking about this. You can see here we got ourselves a team list. The team block would place players on teams. Basically, if you end up powering the team block, and the team block is set to, for example, red team, that would put the player on a team, red team. Any players who are on the same team will not be able to harm each other. If someone has the trader gun and tries to shoot someone on their team, it won't kill them. If someone like a Piggy is on the red team and they go to try to kill a survivor player, it won't work because they're on the same team. The team leaderboard can keep track of stuff like kills, and in general, it would allow for game modes that have to basically put up with friendly fire. Additionally, if you have survivor mode enabled, instead of just saying who's the last one standing, if you have a team set up, it'll basically be like the red team wins or the green team wins. Oh, and by the way, if you use the if gate, you can also make it where only people who are a certain part of a team can activate a certain link. Going into the number 3 spot, we have a block that is incredible just to look at. Let's go ahead and hit this button here and see what happens. This is the move block. Want to make a gate that opens up? Look at that, look how smooth that was. You can make moving platforms. I can just click this button here and the platform will move with me. I can use it to enhance boss battles. And what else I can do with it is, if anybody touches the block, I can make it where it kills them. So all you have to do is take the move block and link it to the reference, and the block will know exactly where to go. And number 2 on our list is the gear block. They're weapons, they're power-ups, they're goofy little gadgets. There are so many of them, there are hundreds of them that are all pre-made. So for example, if someone got this little thing right here, like the airstrike, where's the plane at? Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Is it gonna get him? Oh, yeah, it got him. However, I've heard that Roblox gears are gonna be deleted. So I have a second idea. If that ends up happening, what Epic Tank could end up doing, every update, they take 10 gears, fix the code, and then add them as actual items in the game. With how much utility they can have for all kinds of different maps, again, they don't have to be weapons. They can be power-ups, they can be roleplay items. I've placed the TNT. Why are they just standing there? Oh, and they're gone. For our number 1 spot, the block that I'm gonna be talking about now is the only block that is useful in every single map, the camera block. You go into the block, you set the camera position. I can scroll to increase the FOV. I can go ahead and hit the button down below to confirm my camera POV. And when someone powers this block, that person will have their camera be put into that POV. You can have settings like easing time so that your camera can transition all the way over, or you can have it cut if you want. If another block is powered while a camera is running, that camera will move over to that other camera block's position. You can add cool screen effects like static or shaking. You can now have in-game cutscenes using this. Or you can make entire games based on just being in this camera mode. Which of these blocks in this list do you want the most, and what kind of map will you use it for? Check out all the latest content I posted on the brand new Piggy updates, and subscribe for more videos like these.